Hello guys, welcome back here to the Mopar Nationwide Series. We are here today for race number 17 of the season. Here, as we draw closer to the halfway point of the season, we're here today in Sparta, Kentucky. We're here at the Kentucky Speedway for the running of the Feed the Children 300. Very new track, I guess you say, for the Cup Stop, but not for the Nationwide Series. This track has been around for a few years for these drivers, and not expecting much less from this track. A lot of racing side by side. Hopefully we'll see. There's a lot of different grooves, and hopefully we'll have some great racing today here at Kentucky Speedway. The crowd of paper cutouts are on their feet, ready to see this race go on. But now we head to the front of the pack, and on the pole today is the number 24 Bass Pro Chevrolet of Trent Dunham. Now Trent comes into today's race not doing this well, actually. He is 14th in the standings. I didn't know where he was in points for a minute. But Trent right now looking for his first win of the season. Hasn't won since last season at Phoenix. So Trent's looking to have a good race today. Is in a great spot for this 27 lapper on the pole today. On the outside of him is the number 70, James Qualls, also trying to come around and get his first win. I believe he has not won a nationwide race yet, but James, on the other hand, has been having a dismal season. He's 20th in the standings, but he's not really been making a lot of noise in that 70 car. Looking for a chance to get a win today here at Kentucky. A Kentucky native in that 70 car love to get a win today. On the second row, we have Michael Causey in the 17 and Cody Lamas in the 54. Row 3 has a couple of young drivers right here, and Charles Jackson and Jake Rogers. Charles is old, never mind. Row 4 has Brody Banta in the 4, and the outside of him is a driver that's basically struggled since he got back in the series after missing 2 races. Cole Dowley in this 32 has been struggling heavily, just trying to get a win, just trying to have something happen, and he's in a good starting spot up in the top 10. And round out the top 10 today is the 51 Xavier Livingston and the Coca-Cola winner, Rhett Yates. And the points have been spaced out a lot. Aaron Reed took advantage of problems last week, finished the race. He's starting mid-pack. There he is, right ahead of Zohar Munn, a fellow Toyota driver. And the battle for second in the points is you won't believe this, both series had a kind of a twist in the points. Second place is in a 4-way tie between Mike Becker, Danny Wells, Alex Jones, and Sean Henley. And they're giving it to Becker a second, but the 43, the 5, the 31, and the 6 car are all tied for second. 34 points back of Aaron Reed, who's trying to run away with it early during the season. And Anthony McCurry's just 1 point behind them and 6th in the standings at 38. So let's see what happens with those drivers. But enough of me talking. Let's get this race going. 27 laps around Kentucky Speedway is coming up next here.
Just like I told these boys in the meeting, we don't need anything over the top today. We got a good race car, we got a good driver, we got a good pit crew. All we got to do is just everybody carry their weight. We'll be just fine at the end of this thing.
There goes the pace car leading the field off.
Nail, bud.
And as the field goes around 3 and 4, to get ready to take the green flag, here's your look at today's starting lineup for the Feed the Children 300 here at Kentucky Speedway. And that was looking at today's starting lineup for the Feed the Children 300 at Kentucky Speedway. Race number 17 of the season is about to begin. And I thought about it now, this basically the season almost more than halfway over now because there's less racing in the series in the Cup side. So points racing is very crucial like it is any week, but we'll see what happens here today as Trent Dunham and James Qualls, a hometown hero, will lead them down to the green flag, and we are racing here at Kentucky. 27 laps. Always going to have to keep an eye on pit stops. You never know when strategy will come into play. It's happened already before. And Dunham got a jump on Qualls who didn't get a good start. Now Michael Causey, with help from his teammate Charles Jackson, moves to the inside of Dunham, who did not get a good start. They'll have to try to fight off on the hot side, try to get him back. He's going to be there. They're 3 wide for the race lead. Jackson on the bottom, Causey in the middle, and Dunham up high. And Dunham actually fights off the Roushketeers and takes the lead back. That was a powerhouse move on the outside by the 24 of Trent Dunham. Michael Causey will now move in a second. Slides right up in front of James Qualls as Cody Lamas hits the door of the 16 of Charles Jackson. He's trying to go through the middle. Cole Daly's way on the outside line, out of the groove. And there's Jake Rogers right there as well. And now you see the bottom's not going to work here. Jackson just lost a lot of positions, and he's continuing to lose spots. Looks like you don't want to be on the bottom here, as Brody Banta, Jake Rogers are right there, and Xavier Livingston right on the back bumper of that Northern Tools Ford Mustang. And look at him go 4 wide. Rhett Yates going up the middle. These guys aren't shy today. Rhett Yates has gained a couple spots. He's going after Jake Rogers, a former Mountain Dew Racing Series champion. James McLeod back there, way up there in that 34 I saw. We'll go back a little bit, see what's going on here. There's Anthony McCurry, who's been quiet this season. He's worked his way up in the points. He's 6th in the standings. And there's one of the guys tied for 2nd in the points. Mike Becker, we don't really talk about him a lot. He hasn't done a lot. He just ran well, just very quietly. And that 43 is working his way up the outside now of the 38 of Anthony McCurry. That's right outside the top 10, I believe 12. And there's another guy tied with him for 2nd, Sean Henley. He's in the EcoBoost colors this week with James McLeod right behind him. Oh, and Mike Becker just about turned Anthony McCurry, and they both just lost a lot of momentum, and the caution flag is out. And Mike Becker and McCurry just both hit the wall. There's damage on both those cars. And Trent Dunham led them to the caution flag. I don't know what the caution's for, and Dunham's not even leading. Don't know what they're doing. And Richard Johnson has some damage on the 28. Dylan Young in the 64 has some damage. And they are very slow back here. Oh, it looks like Steven Gonzalez has a little bit of damage. See a little bit of buckle on the hood of that Pennzoil Chevrolet. Don't see anybody else with damage at the moment. So it looks like these guys are going to be coming down pit road. But you look right here, there will be damage to the 38 and the 43. I don't know what happened to them. Actually, they're not pitting. I thought they were going to be pitting. And Dunham's got back in front now. Any of those guys going to be pitting? There's one car peeling off. That's Aaron Williams Jr. in the 33. And I just, thinking back to Atlanta right now, he won off strategy, and he's already off sequence with all our drivers. Chris Dollarton, the 82, is also pitting. I don't know if he has any damage or not. Can't tell with all these camera angles. Richard Johnson with a little bit of damage is on pit road as well. But we're under caution today for the first time, as Trent Dunham, the pole sitter, is still your race leader. Let's see what brought out the first caution today here at Kentucky Speedway. Alright, this is toward the back of the pack. Dylan Young was right in front of Alex Jones. He went up the track, and oh, he's going to get hooked by Chris Dollarton. So Dollarton did get some damage. There's where Steven Gonzalez gets damage. And Alex Jones is one of those guys up in the points. Randy Carter has to slam on the brakes, and Richard Johnson had nowhere to go. He's going to slide and hit the wall. That was a good job by Randy Carpenter in that 30 car, getting through that wreck. Dylan Young with some damage on his car. Richard Johnson hits the wall. And we saw there's Dollarton with his side damage, and Steven Gonzalez got the hood buckled up on that car, and it has a little bit of rear end damage. I don't know where that came from. But we'll see how those drivers will compete after that. Alex Jones very lucky to get away from that. I don't know if he actually sent Dylan Young up the track before that happened, but nonetheless, that was the reason for the first caution today. Let's go back to live action and get ready for the restart here, as Trent Dunham is your race leader. And we're back as we're working lap 8 of 27, will be 9 at the line. We're going to go back to green, on the one to go. You see Dollarton, Johnson, and Dylan Young all continue on, as well as Steven Gonzalez. Carpenter got through it, Jones got through it, and Aaron Williams Jr., who was the only car not involved in that wreck as we know, or that we know of. He's going to be in 40th place on the restart in that 33. We'll see what happens if he's off sequence, and see if it comes down here at the end and maybe make a difference maker for that team. But top 10 rundown as we take the restart. Trent Dunham, Michael Causey, James Qualls, Cole Daly, and Cody Lamas your top 5. The rest of your top 10 is Brody Banta, Jake Rogers, Rhett Yates, Charles Jackson, and Xavier Livingston. And that is your top 10. And Dunham hurrying, started blocking the 17 and the 70, and he's going to have to fight him off now on the outside. Causey got a great run up the middle. They're actually going to clear Dunham. Oh, James Qualls makes contact, and Dunham had a horrible restart, and just like that, he's back to third. Maybe even fourth. There comes Daly, rubbing doors with a 24. James Qualls is trying to clear Michael Kazi. He's so close. But Kazi's going to get the run on the outside. Dunham's right behind him, and so is Cody Lamas. Daly's making a move on the inside. That 32 car is looking very fast today. We haven't seen a lot of signs of this car being fast. And Qualls is almost about to clear. Look at Dunham go up the middle. He is coming back with a vengeance around that 32 and going after the 17 as James Qualls has cleared for the race lead for the moment being. Can he block that 17? Yes, he does. James Qualls is leading here at Kentucky. James, I don't know if anybody else is from Kentucky on top of my head that's in my series, but James is definitely from here, and this is a home track for him. What would it be if he finally can get to victory lane here at Kentucky Speedway? That would be huge for him. So let's check out the back of the pack real quick and see what's going on. There's Dylan Young, Richard Johnson, Chris Dollarton, Steve Gonzalez, and there's Aaron Williams. We'll have to keep an eye on him. A couple of the Turner cars, Randy Carpenter and Alex Jones. There's the other Dollar General car today. That's Jack Richards there, right behind Austin Ogo. Danny Wells, who had a good shot at winning last week, not running well today. He's battling here with Joshua Mudd. He's back in the 32nd position. Michael Norman, who's been struggling lately, battling Justin Williams right behind the 77 of Tim Walt. Zohar Munn, there's Aaron Reed, the points leader. Last time by, Aaron was running in the 26th position. He's right behind Seth Cole. There's Chris Kyle. And there is Ethan Hamill, and there's Joshua Collard making a 3 wide with Rohit Vaderview and Luke Walker. Oh, Joshua Osborne just slid up. That was close. Daniel Hummel's battling with Ryan Acosta up ahead. There's Mike Becker and Anthony McCurry again next to each other. We saw them get together. They're right with each other once again. It's right behind Sean Galligan, last week's winner. Galligan's working his way up. He's been on the move lately. He's right now running in the 15th position. Battle for 14 is going on. He's going to try and make it 3 wide with Sam Young, the rookie, and Ryan Juke, the Kansas winner. There's Henley once again with McLeod. Are we under caution, or are they just single file? No, they're just single file. Dylan Young's making a pit stop. Oh, and these guys might be pitting. Here comes Qualls and Kazi and others pitting. A lot of cars pitting, and then a lot are staying out. That hands the lead over to Cole Daly, who actually led that lap. Trent Dunham's going for the race lead now. He might actually clear Cole right here. Not sure. 32's got the run on the outside. Battle for third right now with Xavier Livingston and James McLeod. These guys might be seeing this time by. We got a lot of cars that actually came to pit road that time. And here comes the rest of the leaders. Anybody staying out? Oh, Ryan Acosta is getting to Luke Walker, and they're wrecking on pit road. Oh, somebody just hit them. There's a Lodge Jam. The 77 missed pit road along with the 81. They just jumped around a lot of cars. Zohar Munn's got damage. Seth Cole has damage. Joshua Collard has damage. Danny Wells and Steve Gonzalez are sitting on pit road for an extensive amount of time. Zohar has a lot of damage. And I don't think it brought the caution out. There's no good camera angles here. Oh, somebody just dropped out of the race. What was that? That was Zohar, it looked like. And the caution is not out. And leading right now, I'm looking for the car. Cannot find him. And there he is. These 3 cars right here are the guys that pitted under caution, but Aaron Williams, Richard Johnson, Chris Dollarton have not pitted. They pitted under caution, so they could stay out quite a bit. I don't know if it's going to be the race-winning move, but nonetheless, they're 1, 2, 3, even though 2 of them for sure have damage. And that pit road wreck really just hurt a lot of people, including Zohar Munn, as now all but 3 cars are on the lead lap. Or, there's only 3 cars on the lead lap, I should say. As people are coming off pit road. What could potentially be the race lead, and there's the 2 car with some damage. Luke Walker, he got a lot of damage. Cody Lamas, he looked like he lost a lot of ground on pit road. I don't know what happened to him. There's Chris Kyle and somebody just pitted. There's Seth Cole. I think they just got off pit road. Trying to find the rest of these guys that where the lead could potentially be at. There's James Qualls. He's all by himself right now. Michael Kazi and Cole Daly are battling right here for the 5th and 6th position. Jake Rogers right here now in 7th. Trent Dunham is 8th. Ryan Jukin's 9th. We got a battle for 10th place between James McLeod. Actually, no, that's 77. He's a lot down. So McLeod's in 10th place, right ahead of Brody Banta. But now the question is, one of these top 3 cars going to have to pit? There's Galligan back here. He's way back here. And Mike Becker. They're running 34th and 33rd. Guess I got hung up on the pit stops. And there's Dollarton and Aaron Williams. They pitted. Did Richard Johnson pit? Danny Wells is still sitting on pit road in the 5 car. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, and there's Richard Johnson. He did pit. And here's James Qualls. Is this going to be the lead right here? I don't know if the 28's actually still leading or not. No, he's not, I don't think. I think this is now the race lead. James Qualls now ahead of Cole Daly and Michael Kazi. Jake Rogers has moved his way up here as well. A couple Chevys, a Ford, and a Dodge up here. And let's see if the lead cycles around. No, Richard Johnson actually is leading the race. How did he pull that off? Wow, Richard Johnson, I think he short pitted and he's still racing up here at the front. He is leading right now here at Kentucky. Where did this come from? Wow. I saw him get way ahead of the other 2 guys, and I don't know where the other 2 ended up. It says Aaron Williams right now is in 15th. Dollarton was 17th last time by, and Richard Johnson's leading. But I don't know if he did take all the tires or anything, because he is getting ran down very fast by a few hungry drivers wanting to win a race. James Qualls, Cole Daly have never won. Michael Kazi, I believe, is the all-time winner at this point, ahead of Ryan Acosta. Who would just like to add on to that? Jake Rogers, I don't even know if he's won it. I can't think on top of my head. And James Qualls is going for the race lead here on the 28 of Richard Johnson. Here comes the 70. We're under 10 laps to go, so it's go time for these drivers. Qualls has a mirror full of Mike Hard lemonade. That is Cole Daly, the rookie, in the 32, and they're 3 wide for the race lead. Trent Dunham back there is trying to catch up to the pack. He is a little bit behind. Johnson is getting ran up the racetrack. Qualls wants all the racetrack he can get. Daly just hurt himself in the bottom. And Michael Kazi, he's going to go straight up the middle and follow the 70 right up to 3rd, and now challenging for 2nd on the Texaco Haviland Ford of Richard Johnson. And the loser on that turn was definitely the 32. He just dropped back to 4th. And now we got a mirror full of Jake Rogers. And Trent Dunham is slowly closing back in that 24 car. And Qualls is now leading the way. And Richard Johnson, I mean, regardless if Richard Johnson doesn't win this race, or if he does or doesn't, I mean, that was a move, whatever he did on that strategy. He was running out back, got in the wreck. We saw him hit the wall, and he's in 2nd place. And he came in 8th in the points. So, huge points day regardless for Johnson. We haven't talked a lot about this season. We've documented his struggles over in the Cup Series. He's had a downward spiral, lots of points, and he's been falling down in points. But we haven't really talked about much on the nationwide side. And he's looking for his first career win as well. The top 2 are right now. Qualls is trying to pull away. He's making a little bit of space between him and Johnson as we have 3 laps to go as Kazi goes the inside of Richard Johnson. Here comes Jake Rogers. He pokes up to the outside. Going to try to get that 17 for 3rd. Not going to be able to get it. And Dunham in the 24 has worked his way up here to the front of the pack. Now we've got a 6-car battle for the win. Daly just gave up another spot. Dunham goes around him for 5th. Inside is not going to work. As they're catching the slow Dylan Young machine, that could play a factor coming into turns 1 and 2 as we have 2 laps to go. I don't know if the 28 has anything for that 70 car, but this would be huge for James Qualls, who actually almost left this car last week, almost asked for his release, and I talked him out of it. And that would be ironic how this happens if he actually wins today. I don't know if Dylan Young can play a factor or not, but nonetheless, Kentucky native James Qualls, in a Cinderella story, possibly in about a lap from now, takes the white flag in that 70 car as he approaches the 64, who just slowed him up a little bit, and he's still holding him up. Uh-oh. Jake Rogers has moved up to 3rd. He's going after Johnson for 2nd. Qualls is stuck behind Dylan Young. I think he's fine, though. The other cars are still not able to catch up to him, but James Qualls never has won a Mopar Nationwide Series race. He's trying to do it today. He's coming out the final corner, still racing side by side with Dylan Young, but it's not going to matter. He's going to hang on. James Qualls in the 70 car, the Kentucky native, wins here at Kentucky Speedway. He takes the Feed the Children 300 today, his first career Mopar Nationwide Series victory. How about that? James Qualls came here in the top 20 in points. He came in here 20th in points. Like I said, we hadn't talked about him much. before today's race, he had only led one lap as well, and he definitely added on to that total today. He hangs on and beats a hungry field of drivers right there at the end. And James Quall is your winner today in that 70 car. Good job for an underfunded team to win today's race. Well, I shouldn't say underfunded, but kind of a smaller operation. But nonetheless, James Qualls in one of his favorite cars wins today. Richard Johnson, I mean, like you say, moved the race probably on that strategy. That was a great call. We saw him in the wreck, gets second place. That is a big day for that 28 team. But wasn't even up at the front any today. So that was huge for him on that last pit stop. Probably didn't have to take as long because he pit under caution. That was all it took. Good run for him. Jake Rogers, good run for him in third. Jake's not really been talked about a lot either. He's kind of struggled a lot, and he's up in third place, so that's good for him. Michael Causey getting another top 5 in fourth. Trent Dunham, the pole sitter, got around Cold Alley with a couple laps to go. Got a top 5 today. Good job for Trent. Should help him get in the top 10 in points. And then you got Cold Alley, who probably his best run since he took over that 32 car. And that's probably, actually, I think that's actually his first top 10 of the season. Yes, it is. So he was the only driver that didn't have a top 10. And now he does. He got a 6th place finish. Good run for Cole. And then we got Ryan Juke, James McLeod, who's been on a top 10 streak. It looks like we was talking about him being the guy without a top 10. I think this is his 3rd straight one. So McLeod's finally starting to come around here. And we got Brody Banton and Randy Carpenter, a driver that nearly got in that wreck early on in the race. He ended up starting in the back. He ends up 10th place today. So good job for Carpenter as well. Then you got Rhett Yates, Joshua Mudd, Sam Young, Rohit Baderview, Aaron Williams, who was one of the guys that stayed out under green and everything after making that pit stop. He ends up 15th, so that's a good run for him. Justin Williams right behind him in 16th. Chris Dollerton, the other driver that stayed out, ends up 17th. Xavier Livingston, Ryan Acosta, Anthony McCurry, your top 20. And then the rest of your field, we got Ethan Hamill, Luke Walker, Alex Jones, Cody Lamas, points leader Aaron Reed ended up 25th. I'm not sure what it's going to do for the points, but we'll have to wait and see. Charles Jackson, Sean Henley, Joshua Collard, Daniel Hummel, Jack Ridger, your top 30. And the rest of your field, Stephen Gonzalez, Michael Norman, Sean Galligan, Mike Becker, top 34, all on the lead lap. Then the cars that went a lap down, or one or more laps down, we got Dylan Young, Tim Walsh, Joshua Osborne, Chris Kyle, Seth Cole, Austin Ogo, Danny Wells, and Zohar Mudd was the only car to retire from the race. We're probably going to go back now and take a look at that pit road accident that really jumped up the field here at the end. Alright, we're going to take a look here and see what happened. And looking for the first couple cars that started messing up coming to pit road. While Chris Kyle was trying to avoid cars, and at the last second he decided to pull down. And Ryan Acosta turns Luke Walker right there for some reason. Ran into Anthony McCurry, into Galligan. Chris Kyle is going to go around. Seth Cole back there got ran over. Wow, Zohar Mudd just ran over Joshua Collard. I think Jack Richards hit him. The 81 and the 77 both missed pit road completely. They just flew on there. I think that's why they got penalties. Trying to figure out what happened to Danny Wells. Let's see what happened to Danny. I don't know if he's already on pit road or what. Was Danny already on pit road? There's Danny. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, Danny missed pit road on the first round of pit stops. The first group that came down, he missed it completely. And he's going to cut across right, almost, it's going to teleport him right into the wall. That was just bad luck right there for Danny. Even though he landed his pit stall. I don't know what happened though, but he almost hit the points leader Aaron Reed, but that's what happened to the 5 car. And then the lap later we saw that incident with all those guys. And I want to see what happened to Richard Johnson. I want to see on his strategy what he did on his pit stop, I should say. He didn't pit with those other... Yeah, he did. Let's see. He's toward the back. See those other leaders coming in. Dollarton right there. Wow, he's taking left side tires only. Dollarton over there taking, looks like 4. Dollarton took 4. I don't even think Williams had gotten to his pit stall yet. Looks like Williams was the same deal. Yep. And that was the difference maker why Johnson got out there and everything. So that's what happened there. But James Qualls got around him late and took the win from Johnson and held on and got his first career win. Let's go back to the post race now after we saw what all just happened, and we'll get ready to show you the results and the points. Alright, that was it for today's race, and I'm going to do this while it's on camera, make sure I save this. And now it's official. The race is over. James Quall is officially your winner today. His first career win, I believe. I'm pretty sure he hasn't won, because I know he missed a season in Nationwide, but James is going to victory lane here at Kentucky. It's pretty cool that a Kentucky native actually wins here at Kentucky Speedway. It's pretty cool to see that happen on the game, so congrats to James on winning today's race after almost leaving this ride, so I bet he would have kicked himself in the rear after that if he found out that 71 today without him in it. So hopefully this changed his mind about the season and everything, and it's a big win for that 70 team. So one last look at all the results. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff I always say to keep up the series and everything. And thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys for the Cup race at Kentucky Speedway to finish off this weekend here at Kentucky Speedway and weekend 17. I'll see you guys next time here. Congrats one last time to James Quall and the whole 70 racing team for winning today's race here at Kentucky Speedway. I'll see you guys next time here on the Dylan Tay 22 channel.